Hey everybody, this is Dan real quick, November 7th, day after the election. And actually getting ready to go and do some work for a client who's also a friend of mine. But she was basically telling me, the vibe after the election and everything else. And I've also seen it today online. All the vitriol and anger toward black people and this and that. And let me tell you what that basically is, people. I've referenced it in an earlier video, and basically it's the ever imposing elephant in the room that we try and act like doesn't exist in America, and that's the jacked up state of racial relations between the former masters, and in a lot of situations still slaves, but former slaves in America. A lot of white people don't even know why they hate black people, but it's ingrained in their DNA. Just like it's ingrained in an African person's DNA to be automatically subservient and fearful of a white person. That's just something that you cannot deny. Now, most time, as in these major cases, like the first election of Barack Obama, now we can sort of write that off as fearful apprehension of what they thought he was going to do when he got in office for the disenfranchised black people in America. But once they saw he was in office and we never directly benefited from anything that he did, then their fear sort of subsided. But now we're transitioning into a second level of hatred toward black people, and that's the hatred of association. Because now you hate us because Barack Obama is associated with something that you never thought that someone even with a little black in them should have attained, and that's the office of presidency. So now what it is, you hate us because of the re-election, because you never thought he would be re-elected. That's why you came out overwhelmingly and you voted against him yesterday, even though if it were not for the liberal whites that voted for him, he would not have gotten the first term, and he definitely wouldn't have gotten re-elected last night. But back to that second level. You are hating an association with us because, cataloging the last 4 years, Barack Obama did absolutely positively nothing directly for the African American population here in this country. He didn't propose any laws specifically for us. He didn't do anything like reparation bills for us that came out of his office. He did absolutely positively nothing for the black populace in America. Okay, absolutely positively nothing. Yet on the eve of his re-election, your natural born hatred for a person of color will naturally gravitate to blind and dumbass accusations and absurdity and assumption. It's sort of like, where were you at when O.J. Simpson was acquitted of killing Nicole Simpson and her friend? Now, be that as it may, O.J. Simpson did absolutely and still hasn't done nothing for black people. The people that ate off O.J. Simpson were all white. The people that knew he was beating his wife was all white. They had no problem as long as he was giving them dealerships, money, everything else. But as soon as he allegedly killed them, then it's a black and white thing. But it was never a black and white thing as long as they were eating off of O.J. Simpson. Because I'm old enough to remember exactly where I was at, and I'm old enough to remember the vibe on that day. So let's go back to Barack Obama. If you look at it numerically, white Americans, middle class Americans have eaten way better off Barack Obama than we have. And I'm just keeping it real. There are no green jobs in the ghetto. Let me put that out there emphatically as point one. Point two, when you pass a National Defense Authorization Act that authorizes the unquestioned and unrestricted incarceration of people by the United States government, who are the number one population of incarcerated people in America? Black Americans, mainly black American men. So if you want to look at it anything like that, that bill was pointed specifically at us, at our heads. And there are a host of other things. Because last time I checked, we're not building wind turbines in South Georgia. We're not building wind turbines in Chicago. We're not building wind turbines in Washington, D.C. None of those green jobs came nowhere near black people, and they still are not coming near black people. And the auto bailout, albeit black people were there, proportionally, the majority of those people are white males. So, yet, you still want to hate. You still want to go on the internet and all this stuff. And I'll end this video by saying this. Even though Mr. AJ out in Texas said that if Barack Obama wasn't re-elected, that we were going to riot and blah, 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 even though that was just a bunch of bullshit, I never looked at it like that. I told my friends the real repercussion is going to come when their horse, Mitt Romney, isn't elected. Watch the repercussions come slowly down the rabbit hole, and it will be affecting you. So, it is what it is. Everyone wants democracy until that democracy doesn't fit their tailored agenda. And that's why the world looks at America and laughs.